Alright, you orcs. I need you to get ready for the ancient rite dance. No, the right dance. No, I don't mean turn right, I mean the right dance. No, that's not even right. Is it or not? Okay, how about we all just pick up a rock and hit each other? On 3, 4, 8, 3, wah!
Are they dancing? Niana said incredulously, slowly lowering her spyglass and wondering if some outside power was casting some form of illusion magic. It was the only thing that could explain the strange sight of dozens of Uroks trying to synchronize their movements. Turning to her Ogre companion, she became even more confused, as Vosglad looked upon the same sight with an expression she thought she would never see cross his face. Worry.
"This ain't good,"
He sighed.
"I thought the Iron Jaws just had a bunch of regular greenskins as backup. But this is gonna be bad."
Bad, Niana stated, her confusion growing. But those Aurochs aren't even armored. By Sigmar, they're half naked. Aurochs are tough, I will admit, but their bare skin is not impervious to blades or shot.
"Trust me,
Vosglad said, turning to Niana.
the fact they're half naked makes them so much worse. Those are Bonesplitters, Captain. What they lack in armor, they more than make up for with belief and crazy. Their faith in Gorka Morka makes them as tough as any Iron Jaw, and gives them abilities that border on the impossible. Here,
Vosglad stated as he sat down on a nearby boulder.
let me give you a rundown of what you'll be facing. That Urok yelling and screaming at the others to get in step for their dance is the War God Prophet, the leader and, well, prophet of any Bonesplitter war clan. No other Urok is as attuned to the will of Gorka Morka, and it's their job to interpret their god's intent and use that knowledge to search for new hunting grounds. Additionally, not only does his dancing look pretty impressive, jumping around with his beast mask and staff, but it helps him cast powerful magic, the most impressive of his spells being the Fist of Gork, which summons a giant fist to crash into the middle of the enemy. If you think a punch from a Urok is bad, try taking one from a god. Under the command of the War God Prophet, you will usually find a retinue of war docs. It's their job to ensure the word of the Prophet is spread throughout the rest of the war clan, and, more importantly, to remember all of the ritual dances of the clan. These dances aren't just for show, but have a power all of their own. For example, the Grim Dog Dance can heal wounds, the Glyph Dog Dance can enhance the defensive powers of Bone Splitter tattoos, and the Weird Dog Dance can even dispel enemy magic. And if the War God Prophet ever falls in battle, it's one of those War Dogs' job to take his mantle. After all, the War Dogs fight each other for dominance, of course. Sometimes, though, magic is not enough, and to ensure the will of Gorka Morka is done, the savage big boss must take charge. He loves leading his fighters into a savage attack, inspiring his troops as he lays into the enemy with his big champa. The core of any Bone Splitter force are the hordes of savage Uroks. They cross the battlefield as a howling tide of tattooed green flesh, further encouraged by the beat of their skull thumpers, or inspired by bone totem bearers. As more of these frenzied greenskins mob together, the spirit of Gorka Morka flows through them, and they go into a primal frenzy, the horde becoming a raging storm of destruction as they hit their foes with a speed most don't expect. While most Bone Splitters favor the brutal and up-close methods of Gork, Arrow Boys favor the cunning tactics of Gork. They take joy in pincushioning their foes while their backs are turned with their stinger bows, and use extremely advanced tactics like aiming for the eyes to take out truly dangerous targets. And when their enemies are weakened, they're more than happy to sate their urge to get stuck in and stab at their foes with their bone shivs. Some savage Uroks become so overwhelmed with the beast spirits within their bones that they effectively become mad berserkers. These Moor boys screaming out war cries as they charge at the enemy holding a chomper in one hand and a shiv in the other. Their deep connection to the spirit of Gorka Morka, making them stronger the more bestial foes are slain around them. Riding war boars, boar boys use hit-and-run tactics to constantly harass the enemy, always on the charge as they hunt for new monsters to slay for the clan. crazy enough to ride the wildest of war boars. The savage boar maniacs aim to be the first to get into any combat. The power of the Wa allowing them to lay down an impressive number of blows in a maniac fury, causing shield walls to buckle and entire regiments to splinter. So insane are these boar maniacs that some shamans that witness them also get a whiff of their crazy. These weird knob shamans also grab the wildest war boar they can find and head straight at the enemy, with any nearby boar boars following close behind to join the fun. They also carry a bone beast staff that contains a powerful beast spirit. While charging, the spirit is unleashed, appearing as a green avatar that empowers any nearby Uroks. As crazy as all those Uroks sound, the craziest of the crazy are the ones known as the Savage Big Stabbas. These are usually a two-person team of Uroks carrying a massive gorp-tooth spear capable of felling the biggest of beasts. They charge at their foes with a savage enthusiasm, hoping to stab at it with one final fling, before they are incinerated, melted, or any other number of ways the biggest creatures of the realms can kill you, dying with a smile on their face as they watch their spear pierce their chosen target.
That all sounds terrifying, Niana whispered, already thinking of what those Uroks might do to our own lines.
Yep,
Vosglad confirmed, slowly standing up.
You're gonna have a heck of a time with them.
Don't you mean we?
Nope. Negotiations with your city fell through. Your noble lord is convinced that the city's troops and his personal leadership is enough to win the day. His words, not mine.
Personal leadership? He has never fought a battle in his life. He hasn't left his mansion in a decade. He's a...
Idiot? Yep. I expect your city to fall in a month. 2 if the Bonesplitters get distracted.
But if you're not fighting, why are you here?
2 reasons.
Vosglad replied, raising 2 fingers.
First, I wanted to see your chances, to see if you had any hope of victory. By the way, the answer is no. The second reason is you.
Me? Niana stated, eyes widening in surprise.
Yep. Truth be told, Captain, you're one of the few people in the leadership of your free city with something inside their skull, and I feel it would be a heck of a waste to have you die along with the rest of them. I thought that explaining how bad it's going to be might be enough for you to consider my offer.
What offer?
My mercenaries are great fighters, but not so good at logistics. Having someone I can trust to manage the books and supplies would be a heck of a boon. It's a position with good money, good food, and the chance to not die a meaningless death under the command of an idiot. What do you think?
Niana stood in shocked silence as the meaning of Vosglad's offer echoed in her mind. By taking it, she would be betraying her oath to the Free Guild. A Free Guild whose incompetent leadership had nearly killed her on several occasions. A leadership whose generals had taken many of her ideas as their own, and simply left her with an extra food ration as a reward. A leadership who would rather risk the death of its people than accept that they might not be as smart as they believed themselves to be. A leadership that will most likely finally get her killed. Where do I sign? Niana said simply, unsurprised by the lack of guilt she felt as those words gleefully escaped her lips. A deep, rumbling laugh boomed from Vosglad as he turned around and walked down the hill towards his company, followed by a now former Free Guild officer.
Now, the first thing you got to do is pick up your human skull. Hey! That ain't a human skull. That's the skull of a stinking piglet. Okay, now everyone, once you have the bones and the skulls, I want you to hold them up over the head. No, not the human head. Why do you still got the human head? You got the skull now. Throw that away. Now you hold up the skull over your head. And then you raise it to the sky and you say the ancient orc words.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the Warriors of the Bonesplitters. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment, press the little bell so you know when I post, etc, etc. But if you really like it and you're inclined, please send a little money my way to my Patreon or my Coffee account. The extra money gives me the time I need to work on these stories I love. Anyway, thanks for listening/watching, and see you next time.